welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. I've been feeling very stressed and anxious lately, and as you can tell from my channel name and my intro, I love my cozy and peaceful moments. I mean, everyone does, but I think some people deal with stress more easily than others. I get crushed under stress. I cannot deal with it. It's something I'm trying to work on. But yeah, right now is a stressful moment in my life, so I thought, hey, I'm a reader and I can literally escape into any world I want. So let me escape into the world of some Ghibli books I've been wanting to read. So yeah, in this video we'll be reading Ghibli books and get cozy and peaceful, or at least we'll try to. The first book I'll be reading is My Neighbor Totoro. Now I'll just make myself a cup of tea and get reading. I'm at page 62. They just woke up in their new house for the first time, and there's just this feeling of hope and excitement. But I know, like, I can feel it's also really hard for them. I feel weird. It's just so cute, but also kind of sad at the same time. Page 82 and chapter 4, which is titled how do I show you? Mei meets Totoro. This was one of my favorite scenes, so I've been waiting for this moment. We finally get to meet Totoro. This scene is so cute. Mei is sleeping curled up like a ball on the floor after she met Totoro. Meanwhile, Satsuki is so worried, she's thinking the worst possible things, and Mei is just sleeping. As you can see, I underlined the whole thing. And this scene is so cute. I don't remember if this was in the movie, so please let me know. She's describing Totoro, and it's like a raccoon, a little bit like a cat, and sort of like a rabbit. A rabbit, cat, raccoon that talks. I need Satsuki's self-love in my life. She's literally so young, but she's so kind to herself, and I love it. So, since they moved from Tokyo to this small village, she doesn't have normal stove now, so she has to light the fire by herself manually. Now, since she's still learning how to light the fire, she sometimes burns her food, I mean, most of the time. And look what she says. And so, by trial and many errors, she learned to cook, and whether undercooked or burned, Satsuki ate her failures without regret. Why be picky? She was managing breakfast by herself, and whatever she made tasted good because she had made it. She ate a solid breakfast, packed herself a big lunch, and walked to school feeling like she owned the morning. That's my girl.
Satsuki always tried to be organized and efficient like her mother. It upset her when things didn't go according to plan. She might seem confident and fearless to others, but inside she was very worried. She was sensitive, she lost her temper easily, and panicked just as easily. So, according to this, I am Satsuki and Satsuki is me. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite scenes in the history of movies. I'm serious, this is probably in my top 10. Not probably, this is in my top 10. Look, I love the illustrations so much.
I'm at chapter 9, and the chapter is called May Goes Missing. This is gonna be really stressful.
No, Satsuki just received the telegram. I mean, this is not a spoiler for the book. This also happens in the movie, so if you watch the movie, it's not a spoiler, but if you didn't, skip this. But Satsuki just received a telegram that her mother can't make it, and they were so excited to have their mother back, even if it's just for 2 days. They cleaned the whole house and they were gathering fresh vegetables. And look at May just holding the ear of corn, and she's so worried. Oh my god, she's look how, I mean, this is the power of good illustration.
Why does this have such a good writing? What am I reading? It's not a children's book. This is not a children's book. I'm at page 219 and I want to cry. I'm going to cry. Satsuki just had a huge emotional breakdown, and the granny is trying to make her feel better, and she said, Satsuki, if you keep crying like that, the crows and the dragonflies will come from all over Matsugo to see what's wrong. The mountains and the fields will laugh at you. And Satsuki cried and cried, enough to call all the crows and all the dragonflies from the mountains. From the mountains and the fields. No one could have guessed that losing her mother's visit would hurt her so much. How does this book still manage to feel cozy though? I don't understand. Like, I want to cry, but in a cozy way. Cozy sadness.
Spirited Away. I finished the book. I loved it.
I can kind of relate to these two girls really hard actually, because they're just waiting for their mother to be able to come home, and for that she needs authorization from the doctors that she's allowed to go home, that if she's better she can go home. And I had to go through the same thing with my mom. I mean, I still do. Anytime she wants to visit me in France, she needs to apply for a visa. And the first time we were really nervous actually, because most people get rejected for a visa. We had to like go through this 7-8 month process. The whole process is so stressful, and I kept making these plans in my head. Oh, when my mom is in France, we'll go do that, we'll go do this. But like, what if they rejected it? They could have rejected it. So I can really relate to what they're going through, and their situation is definitely so much worse. Their mom is in the hospital and they're just so little, and they do all these plans. The 2 days that their mother is back from the hospital, they're just so excited that they get to sleep with her in the same bed all night. This is what they're dreaming about, and it's so heartbreaking. This book is so heartbreaking, and it's actually kind of dark towards the end. I think it's a bit darker than the movie. Like, the movie is one of my go-to feel-good movies, but the book made me tear up. I mean, the movie also made me tear up, but I think the book was a bit darker because we see Satsuki blame herself. We can hear her inner thoughts, and she's like, "This is all my fault. This is all my fault. I caused this." And I think those parts were kind of dark. The movie is mostly feel good, but there are some bittersweet moments. But the book is like cozy sadness, I swear. Is that a thing? This is obviously a novelization of the movie, so the plot is exactly the same. But I think they did add some small details that weren't in the movie, and we get to know more about the characters in our worlds, which I think kind of adds an extra depth. And we even get to learn how Totoro smells. I don't think this was mentioned in the movie, but again, like the last time I watched the movie, it was like a year ago. I should probably do my yearly rewatch soon. I also highlighted so many things so I can compare better. You would rate this book. I'm not sure if this is a 5-star or if it's like a 4.75. This is hard. My favorite thing about the book was its final page, its final few sentences. It really resonated with me in a weird way. Yes, it is a children's book, but I feel like adults can really benefit from this book as well.
And the next book I'm going to read is already ready to be read. It's Howl's Moving Castle, and this was a book club pick, and I'm really excited to read it. I heard, unlike Totoro, this one is quite different from the movie, so I'm really excited to see what differences there are. And I'm also really excited to discuss this with my book club friends, aka my besties.
Hey, I'm done with Howl's Moving Castle. For this book, I didn't do any updates while reading it because it made me so sleepy that I found it hard to reach for my phone and film. But I promise this isn't in a bad way. Remember, the whole point of reading Ghibli books was to relax, so we can definitely say this book reached its purpose and made me relax. I also really liked how different it was from the movie, so it gave me something fresh. I really liked the addition of the sister storylines where they changed places. I actually took a note in the beginning which says, I just started the book and oh my god, they're talking about Howl like Jax from Carawell Once Upon a Broken Heart series. They're saying he eats girls' hearts. So I was so into the book at the beginning and I felt like it's the perfect mix of cozy adventure book I want to read. But in the second half it lost a part of its charm for me and I only read it for the cozy vibes. In the second half I started not really liking Howl, which is maybe why I think the book lost its charm. I think we can all agree the movie Howl is times better. I mean, I don't want to say all. I'm sure everyone has their tastes. But if you like the book Howl better, please let me know in the comments why. I'm genuinely interested. My rating for Howl's Moving Castle is 3-star out of 5. Now I'll go to our book club meeting. I'm so curious to find out what my friends thought of the book versus the movie. And I've been looking forward to this cozy meeting with them. I feel like I really needed it. So let's go.
Okay, can you can you tell me about your feelings towards Howl's Moving Castle in one sentence?
In one sentence? Oh my gosh, you're really pushing me on the spot here. They were very, very messy, all of the characters, but really lovable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very important.
What's your rating?
I would rate it 4.5.
4 point. Oh, really?
Yeah.
We actually didn't talk about our ratings yet in the book club, so.
Yeah, 4.5.
And you, for those?
For me, I did not finish it because I started the book with expectations because I watched the movie first, and
when I didn't find what I want, I just stopped reading it.
Okay.
But it's good. I would get back to it, but I don't know when. But it's
Okay.
so good. It's a
Okay.
cozy fantasy book.
Yeah. Thank you, girls.
I'm back from the book club as a refreshed girly. This was exactly what I needed. I love my friends so much. These Ghibli books were literally the coziness I needed in my life currently. Yeah, it was a much needed break from sad, I don't know, epic fantasy, heartbreaking books. I really needed some light and cutesy stories, so these were perfect. I always watch Ghibli movies when I feel sad, down, tired, hopeless, sick, I don't know, any negative feeling, you name it. And they always make me feel better. And reading these books also gave me the same feeling. I also really wanted to read Kiki's Delivery Service, which is my favorite Ghibli movie, but I didn't want to read all these Ghibli books back to back because I feel like they lose their meaning a bit. Like, I wanted to save a few of them in case of emergency. Like, in case I really need something light and cute, I can immediately go and pick it up. And yeah, that was all for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you in another corner of the internet. Bye.